part of that is the bear. And then you have chapters, okay? 5 or 6, I'm not sure. But he says that if you were to read The Bear as a short story, you could leave chapter 4 out. Now, Faulkner is also known for making lots of either mistakes or for lying a lot. So we don't, there are 5, yeah. He says he would leave chapter 4 out because it really doesn't serve the purpose of the story. Faulkner is really well known for lying on purpose. Whenever a great novelist or a great author says, you could ignore this or that, go look at this or that and pay attention to it, pay special attention to it. Because that's the hardest chapter probably to read in the whole story. It's the stream of consciousness part. It's got the book records, the plantation records and that sort of thing. It's really hard to understand, and it's also where we find out what happened in the history of the plantation and some of the slaves that were on the plantation. And it is important. And so Faulkner's known for saying things that are supposed to make you think, it's to make people who don't know any better think, oh, fine, okay, throw out 4. But if you know what you're doing, you pay attention to that and you look at it and you say, what's going on there? It's very important for the whole question of who is our main character? What's the name of the kid who is our main character? Isaac, yeah. Isaac is our main character, and what is his concern maybe in the first part? What's the big deal in the first part of the story?
Killing the bear.
Killing the bear, yeah. He wants to kill the bear. Okay, and what's the bear's name?
Big Ben.
Close. Old Ben. It's easy to say Big Ben because that is the name of the clock in England. Oh, that's what Big Ben is, yes. Old Ben. I would be inclined to say Big Ben too. But okay, Old Ben. Old Ben is, they're trying, everybody, what's the deal with old Ben? He's invincible to bullets. Nice. Good detail. Invincible to bullets.
Impervious to projectiles.
Pardon?
Just worded it better. That's all. No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh, he worded it better.
I was
Well,
just
body down to you.
I didn't
Impervious.
Wow, trying to run up.
Invincible means unable to be conquered by bullets. Impervious means you cannot, like, put holes in it with bullets. Okay, so impervious or invincible, either one. To bullets. Why did you say bullets? Why not just he can't be killed?
Because he can be killed.
Does anybody over here in the middle section remember how he was killed? How?
Well, the dog, the man, the sound, and the back.
Yes, the dog and the man, and how did the man kill him? Stabbed him with a knife. So, he can be killed by a dog and a man with a knife. And that's important. Okay. Think about in your mind why it's a knife and it's not bullets. Also, what is Isaac's other concern later on in the novel? The plantation, yes. Now, is Isaac pre or post-Civil War at this point? Post-Civil War. And whose plantation is it at this point?
It wasn't his uncle's?
Okay, and then he inherits it. And this is after the Civil War. And so Isaac has the plantation. And what's he worried about?
owning, it's something about like owning the land and the slaves and how it's just like ruined, like trying to own land is ruined in the South and, because it's God's land.
Owning land that's really God's land? How many, what is, that's a good thing to inherit land, right? Isaac would be happy to inherit, wouldn't you think that, I mean, if you suddenly inherited a whole bunch of land, would you be kind of happy about it? Yeah? What would you do with the land? What? Live there?
Ride my go-karts on it.
Ride your go-karts on it, okay, that could be fun. Why would he not want that land? What's wrong with owning that land? Was that very clear, or was that kind of muddy because it's in the stream of consciousness part?
Yeah, you feel like it was kind of cursed or something?
Exactly. The land is cursed. Faulkner says that. Faulkner says, okay, he has inherited land. There's good lines here. He has inherited land that he believes is cursed. Why does he think it's cursed?
Slaves were there.
What?
Slaves were there.
Slaves were there. Slaves worked the land, built the land up, made the land valuable, and he doesn't want to own the land because he doesn't want something that has been cursed. Now, Faulkner talks about it. Okay, one of the curses is slavery. And so he's like, I don't want that land because it had slaves on it. What else is wrong? You said that it's God's land. What do you mean it's God's land?
Well, even if you own it, it's still not yours.
Even if you own it, it's still not yours, okay? And
And it's like, if they ruined it with like slavery and stuff, then it's kind of like, you shouldn't really go there.
yeah, you really shouldn't say that it's kind of like think about this, if somebody came into the room and had a big old sack of money that said Regions Bank on it, and said, do you want that? And he gave, Justin? He gave you the money and then ran out of the room real fast. Where do you think the money came from?
Probably stolen.
Probably stolen, okay? And do you want the money?
I'd give it to Candace.
You give it to Candace.
Then I'd follow him up.
And then you follow him out? Okay. So now Candace, you're stuck with this. Why don't you give it to Candace? What?
She's closest to me.
She was just right there. It was handy to give it to. Well, why don't you want the money?
Because I don't know where it came from and why he was so eager to give it away.
It's kind of scary when somebody's eager to get rid of something that kind of looks good, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to give it to you. Do you want it? No. So why not?
Because there's most likely going to be a consequence for having
Oh, it's like cursed money or the cursed treasure, right? If you get the treasure that's cursed, the pirates stole it and then there's a curse on it and then everybody that gets the money gets, I don't know, their house falls in or there's some terrible thing happens. It's the same sort of thing. The thing is, the slavery is not the first curse. Do you remember what the first curse was? Or it was not that's not when the curse started. Do you remember?